The U.S. House of Representatives has passed a bill that would make it a federal crime for doctors to provide medical treatments that help a child transition from one gender to another. Lawmakers approved the legislation after a close vote, opening the door to prison sentences for healthcare providers who offer such treatment to people under 18. The bill, called the Protect Children's Innocence Act, would classify gender-affirming care for minors as a Class C felony. If the bill becomes law, doctors who provide treatments such as gender transition surgeries, puberty blockers, or cross-sex hormones could face up to 10 years in prison. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia sponsored the bill. The House passed it by a vote of 216 to 211, and it now moves to the U.S. Senate for consideration. Most Democrats opposed the bill. More than 200 Democratic lawmakers voted against it. However, 3 Democrats, Vicente Gonzalez of Texas, Don Davis of North Carolina, and Henry Queller of Texas, joined Republicans in supporting the legislation. 45 House Republicans formally backed the bill before the vote. Democratic Rep. Sarah McBride of Delaware, the first openly transgender person elected to Congress, strongly criticized the bill. She said Republican lawmakers focus on enriching wealthy interests while attacking transgender people. Outside the Capitol, she called the bill an attack on the rights and safety of transgender Americans. The Transgender Rights Organization Advocates for Trans Equality, A4TE, also condemned the bill. The group said the legislation seeks to take away the freedom of transgender and intersex people to make decisions about their own bodies. The bill describes gender-affirming care for minors as genital or bodily mutilation and chemical castration. Its language covers a wide range of medical interventions, including surgeries, puberty blockers, and hormone treatments used for gender transition. Before the vote, Greene defended the bill in public statements. She argued that children should not undergo medical treatments she views as permanent and harmful. Children are not experiments. No more drugs. No more surgeries. Enough with the permanent damage. We need to let children grow up without being manipulated by adults to make life-changing decisions, Greene said on X, urging Congress to protect America's children. Greene also clashed with fellow Republicans over proposed changes to the bill. She accused House leaders and Rep. Chip Roy of Texas of weakening the legislation. Greene said her original version relied on Congress's power under the Commerce Clause to criminalize all pediatric gender-affirming care nationwide. Roy's amendment instead focused on cutting federal funding to facilities that provide such care. President Donald Trump has made opposition to transgender-related policies a central part of his political agenda. During his campaign and after returning to office, he moved to roll back federal recognition of gender identity beyond biological sex. His administration banned transgender people from military service, blocked federal funds for schools that allow transgender athletes to compete in women's sports, and ended government support for gender transition procedures for people under 19. The Supreme Court upheld the military ban.
The war on women's sports is over. Under the Trump administration, we will defend the proud tradition of female athletes, and we will not allow men to beat up, injure, and cheat our women and our girls. From now on, women's sports will be only for women. Action this afternoon, we're putting every school receiving taxpayer dollars on notice that if you let men take over women's sports teams or invade your locker rooms, you will be investigated for violations of Title IX and risk your federal funding. There will be no federal funding.
Trump also urged Congress to permanently ban gender reassignment procedures for children during a speech earlier this year.
With the stroke of my pen on day one, we're going to stop the transgender lunacy. And I will sign executive orders to end child sexual mutilation, get transgender out of the military and out of our elementary schools and middle schools and high school.
The House bill goes beyond criminal penalties. It also blocks the use of federal funding for surgeries, hormone treatments, and medications used to help minors transition genders, and bans federal health facilities and employees from providing such care. Health insurance plans that cover gender-affirming care would no longer qualify for federal subsidies. Colleges and universities would also lose the ability to teach or train students in gender-affirming medical care. In addition, the bill allows minors who receive gender transition medical treatments to sue the providers involved. It also makes non-U.S. citizens who perform such care on minors subject to deportation and permanently bars them from entering the United States. The bill includes limited exceptions. It does not apply in cases involving certain differences in sex development, such as atypical chromosomes or hormone production unrelated to gender transition. If enacted, the legislation would limit access to care in nearly 24 states, including Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and New Hampshire. In those states, gender-affirming treatments currently remain legal and covered by Medicaid, which uses both federal and state funding. Separately, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services recently proposed new rules that would further restrict federal funding for gender-affirming care for minors. One proposal would cut off Medicare and Medicaid funding to any medical facility that provides puberty blockers, hormone treatments, or surgery to transgender minors, effectively forcing many hospitals and clinics to stop offering this care entirely. Medicaid serves low-income individuals and families, while Medicare provides coverage to older adults and people with disabilities. The agency also plans to block Medicaid and Children's Health Insurance Program from paying for medical treatments intended to change a minor's sex characteristics. Together, these legislative and regulatory actions would significantly limit access to gender-affirming medical care for transgender youth across the United States. That's all for now from Global Pulse Unplugged. Stay sharp, stay informed, and we'll see you next time.